My favorite thing about being a firefighter, by far, has to be the fact that when you help a person, it's like no other feeling. There's nothing on the planet that can make you feel as good as helping another person, especially in their time of need. When people call 911, it's normally their worst day. Whether they're trapped in their car, they're in a car that's filling with water because they drove through an intersection that they weren't aware that was flooded. Their house is burning to the ground. When we show up, they need somebody to be there. They want somebody to help them. And that feeling of being able to help somebody in their worst time is absolutely one of the most rewarding feelings that you can get as a firefighter.
The responsibilities of a volunteer firefighter are dedication, training, and sacrifice of time.
Strength, courage, patience, and they have to have fortitude. It takes a lot to do the job. Nobody's getting paid for it, so it actually has to come from within the heart.
I wanted to become a firefighter because I was always brought up with the belief that a person should help their community and their fellow human beings. This is how I was brought up. So at this point in my life, this is how I felt that I could best serve my community. I can't say that I ran into a burning building and pulled somebody out, that I dove into raging waters and ripped somebody out of a car. But I feel that all the times that I have responded to calls, hopefully the people that came to their aid was grateful that somebody out there was there for them.
Have I ever been scared? I'm not sure if it's fear or just pure adrenaline. When the hair on the back of your neck stands up and you got that feeling and it's moving, something's moving you to get the job done.
The thing that scares me when I'm on the fire ground or in a rescue situation is making a mistake. Because if I make a mistake, it could cost somebody their life.
I've been scared for my crew, I could definitely say that. Being chief, 9 out of 10 times I'm standing outside, I'm not in a hot zone, I'm worried about the conditions they're facing inside. So I have more fear for others than maybe myself.
Throughout the year, in addition to our regular trainings, we also have what we call live burns, where we go to a certain facility and they're called burn buildings. And we practice with a live fire under smoke and heat conditions. During these live burn trainings, the instructors set up certain scenarios. During this training, they practice raising ladders, rescues off of those ladders, forcible entry, hooking up to a hydrant, hooking up to a standpipe in a high-rise building. They practice search and rescue and also extrication of a downed firefighter.
Ever been called a hero? And the answer is yes. During Hurricane Irene, dispatched to a home with water in the basement. There was an electrical cord that was underwater, and the lady that lived there, her name is Miss Gaines, never forget her. I so happened to meet her 7 years prior to that when her house was filled with CO.
There was just a regular alarm call and we went out to investigate and everything seemed fine. All the lights were off in the house, nobody answered the door when repeated attempts. The crew didn't want to just go on that. They wanted to double check and make sure. After kicking the door in, there was food left on the stove, caused a small stove fire, clearing the smoke out of the building, putting the fire out. And they found a woman who had succumbed to carbon monoxide poisoning and was unconscious in her bedroom.
Did a search of the house, we found Miss Gaines.
Pulled the woman out and saved her life.
Her fire alarm hadn't went off, she probably wouldn't be here with us today.
And because they went the extra step, this woman's life was saved.
So fast forward 7 years, I'm back at her door again. Right away, as soon as we met eyes, I knew who she was immediately, and it was one of the greater feelings that I've ever felt, knowing that she's still here with us today. It makes you realize and be grateful for the job that we do. Nothing's promised. Life's not promised. Waking up tomorrow is not promised. So every moment to all of us is very important.